Kim here, Homeschooling Mom to 4 and Chaos Coordinator since 2009. This video is about our math curriculum and why I chose it and what it looks like. So the one I have used since the very beginning is we're in our 4th year of homeschooling. I have a 7th grader, a 2nd grader, and a kindergartner and toddler. We've been using this since the very beginning. My daughter does struggle with math quite a bit. When I started working with her, she had a lot of, I told her it was like Swiss cheese. We had to fill in it. So we started from the very beginning. And so she's not as far as like a typical kid in her class would be, but everything she does know is very solid because we've been working very hard on it. I think she has undiagnosed dyscalculia. I have yet to figure out how to get that diagnosed. If anybody has tips on that, I've talked to like pediatrician and stuff and they're like, oh no. But I've seen all the like checklists and she fits all the boxes. But anyway, so we've been using Math UC since the very beginning. And real quick, there are some other ones that I've heard are very good. The biggest one is Saxon Math. And from just a quick searching of it, some of my friends use it and I've heard great things about both. The one thing I hear about Saxon Math is that they're a little more intense in their review. However, the problems they do day to day is quite intense. I'm a former math teacher myself, and I found it to be most effective to give under 10 problems a day, even like in a classroom setting or anything like that. If you do too much of that, the ones that are frustrated are just going to get more frustrated, and the ones that know how to do it, it's not going to do anything for them other than just be extra practice. I mean, it's not going to hurt them, but so 5 to 10 problems, and some of the best math teachers I worked with had the same philosophies. Take that for what it's worth. Math UC goes in order of primer, and then there's alpha. I have my 2nd grader is in beta. My 7th grader is in zeta. She'll start algebra probably mid-year this year. And the one thing I absolutely love is it's all based on mastery. So you don't move on until you've mastered the previous, otherwise you're gonna struggle as you move on. Your student workbook, you have your test book, right? Each chapter has a video of the same guy teaching it every single time, which I find it's like having the same teacher every year after year, and the kids, they know him, they know he uses the same analogies and tricks and things, and so that's really good for the consistency for the kids. It's kind of fun to watch him get older as the years goes on because he built the curriculum as he went along. Let's say it's chapter 3, it'll be 3A, 3B, 3C, and those all just practice the current chapter. And there's not very many problems on each side, and there's always word problems, which I'm a big proponent of, a big fan of. And then 3D, 3E, and 3F will be systematic review. So it'll be current and previous stuff, as well as some word problems. Again, not very much work involved there. And then G is more of application or fun ways to use the math. And then every chapter has a test, and every so often during the chapters, there's a unit test. It goes over everything. I personally don't do grades yet. I will when my oldest goes into high school, but right now I'm mastery based. So any mistakes that are made, we go back and we always fix them. And so they'll turn in their sheets, and we have a reward system that we work on our house for a good attitude with math, because that's the one subject we struggled with quite a bit. I always tell my kids, use the gifts God gave you to the best of your ability with a good attitude. That's what I require for schoolwork. In each one, this is a mistake I made originally. So here's beta, for example. I can literally glance at my 2nd grader's work and see if it's a correct answer, right? It's basic addition. At the end of this chapter, they have mental math, and you go through it, and it says things like 7 plus 2 plus 8 equals what number? And they do it mentally. They have to do it in their head. And it is so amazing to watch your kids develop and learn that skill. So cool. And then later on, when they get older, there's also multi-step word problems built into the chapters, same thing. So I'll have sticky notes for my kids. I'll do a logistics video later, but we work on those together as well. But everything else, I'm very big on independent learning, so they watch the videos by themselves. When they're really young, they watch them with me to kind of get the hang of things. And then after a while, they're like, I got this, Mom, go away. And they can watch it a couple times if they get frustrated or don't know, and then I work with them, and a lot of the times I'll sit with them during the A and really pay close attention to that, because I've learned very quickly, you got to catch those errors at the beginning. Otherwise, they just build the wrong habits and the wrong rules. Especially my oldest, like I said, she struggles, and so she'll just kind of make up rules and go with it. So we have to review that. Also, the one thing I love about Math UC is their resources available, the free ones you can call, and you get to talk to a person and they walk you through everything, and it's fabulous. And then every year you do have to purchase. They've made it very economical. So every year I purchase the next set up for whoever's coming in. They're perforated worksheets. And then I also purchased the teacher's manual. But this is where I save a little money, as I'll go to Thrift Books or eBay and get a used copy, because they're pretty much the same. They have a few errors here and there, and maybe a word problem here or there is a little different, but for the most part it's the same. That's where I save a lot of money on that. And then there's the videos as well, and you can get digital copies, you can get CDs, so that's the other investment. But again, and the last thing you have to purchase is their block system, and this is where it gets a little bit of an initial investment. Saxon Math has also manipulative, what do you call this? Here's a toolbox. And I put all the blocks in it. So here's 100 block. Different colors for each one. And he has it, what I love about this, especially this helped my oldest, is that everything is color coded. And so there's a visual for her. She can visualize it because of the colors that are associated with each number. So like chocolate is chocolate. This is the 8 bar. And Sevanilla, that's 7. Pink is 3 little pigs, right? So he came up with some interesting ways to memorize it. So even when they're little, they know what color is associated with which. So it's a very hands-on and visual method. And as they get older, they have other ones too for like fraction overlays. But again, it's a one-time purchase as you go, and you can find them used. And then finally, on their website, they also have worksheets you can print off. Let's say your kid needs extra practice, or you are on, for us, whenever we have a long break, we do schooling year round, but there's always, month of July is about 4 weeks off. With the way that works, 6 weeks on, 2 weeks off. There's 4 weeks in July. And during that time, I still have them do random worksheets, and they have a worksheet generator online that you can tell it how many problems you want, what chapters you want it to expand to based on which book. It's fabulous. And the girls, my kids, love it. There's no word problems, which is fine, but it's just for that basic practice. If you don't use it, you lose it. So math is the hardest one to remember. Oh, how does that work again? What do I need to do? And if you're just always seeped in it. There is one downside that I've heard to this curriculum is that there isn't as much review, and it goes at a slower pace because it's mastery based. To me, that's not a downside. I don't like shoving kids along just because it's time. I like having that solid foundation and building on it. So my daughter, who really struggles with math, she's not as far ahead as the highest kid that would be in her grade. But what she does know is solid. And she has seen the progress herself, and she's very proud of herself that she's able to work on these things and do things in her head that she previously really struggled with. So anyway, that is our math curriculum. Please remember that it's okay to make mistakes. The important part is that we learn from them. God bless.